Hi guys, welcome back to another World of Tanks Back to Basics. Today we're going to be learning the roles of the mediums. There are some funny looking medium tanks in World of Tanks. For example, the M2 medium. Looks like it's very top heavy and would overturn pretty easy, roll over pretty easy, but it doesn't. And there's the Ram 2, which is kind of odd looking. And then you have some medium tanks that don't even play like medium tanks. For example, the T-26E4 Super Pershing. Very underpowered. As you can see, it's only got 500 horsepower. Yet the M26 Pershing stock engine is 560. Again, I've already sent tickets in to Wargaming about this, that the engine in the Super Pershing is wrong, but hey, it's Wargaming. If it doesn't have a Soviet flag on it, they don't care. So, and then you've got some fast mediums that don't play like mediums, they play like light tanks. For example, the Panzerkampfwagen 3-4 and the American M7. Now, the American M7 was actually a tank heavily used by the Americans until the advent of the M4 Sherman, which here, as you can see, looks like the British Sherman Firefly. But, again, we even have a Japanese Type 4 Chi-2. As you can see, very thinly armoured, 75mm in the front, 35 on the sides, 35 on the rear on the hull, 75 in the front, 50 and 50 on sides and rear for the turret. And that's not even the upgraded turret. And the upgraded turret, I believe, doesn't even have any armour increase. No, it doesn't. The armour is exactly the same. Just a little bit faster traverse. That's it. And so, how does a medium play? Well, it depends on the medium. For example, the tactics I could give you for an M7 wouldn't work for a Pershing, a Super Pershing, but it would work for an M26 Pershing or a Panzerkampfwagen 3-4. But it wouldn't work for a Type 58. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I can feel it in my nose. It's right there, I can feel it. But anyway, I'll soldier on. And see, told you I could feel it. Excuse me 1 minute. And so let's look at the lightly armoured and what they have compared to the more commonly armoured mediums. For example, we'll take a look at the M7 with a whopping 38mm frontal hull armour. I know, wow, 38mm. The howitzer on the M3 on the M2MT can actually penetrate the M7. You will penetrate it with a howitzer shell through the front armor of that tank and do maximum damage. So you don't want to get hit with this tank. So what can you do with this tank? Well, it's simple. You can do two roles with this tank. You can go ahead and scout, i.e. be a support for the scout, M5 Stuart, ELC AMX, things of that nature, support them. Or you can let them go off on ahead, let them spot for you. Now this has a very quick firing 6-pounder gun, 105mm of penetration. You will pen a KV1, okay, but it's only 75 alpha, so you've got to stay on the move. The way this tank works is it's a jabbing tank. In a boxing term, a boxer uses his jab not to range his opponent or to keep him back, but to soften him up, so that, say, a heavy tank on your team like a KV1 or a French GB can actually knock him out with their big gun. Okay? I don't believe this tank gets a howitzer, but then again, I could be proven wrong. No, it does not get a howitzer. And it doesn't even get to fire HE. Also, the same tactic could work for the Type 4 Chi-2. Again, because if it's got the upgraded engine, it has a lot of speed. And the premium Chi-Nu-Kai, as you can see. It works great for them. It works extremely well for the Panzerkampfwagen 3-4, simply because the Panzerkampfwagen 3-4 also gets an extremely punchy gun of 110mm of penetration. That's more than sufficiently enough to get through a KV1. And at tier 5 you will see KV1s. You'll even see KV2s, you'll even see T150s, and even KV1Ss, unfortunately. Even up to tier 7s. I have seen a lot of tier 7s in this tank, but this gun can handle it. Just really slow reload time, really slow aim time, hence that's why the offsets, of course. And then you get tanks and medium tanks that have really good guns and really good view range. For example, like the M26 Pershing. For a medium tank, its gun is pretty good. This little 90mm, the T15 E2 M2, has 118mm of penetration, 268mm of penetration with a premium round, 240 alpha, and fires every 7.32 seconds. It fires 7 rounds and change per minute. So it's about a 7 to 9 second reload. So that's pretty impressive for a medium tank. My heavy tanks can't even fire that fast, with the exception of my T32, of course, with its 105. But it has a 400 view range. You could kit this medium tank out to be a passive scout, if you will. That's a camo net and coated optics or binocs. Just find a nice little campy rock or bush to protect you from incoming fire. Spot all the enemies and let the heavies do the work. Because in the M26 Pershing, the Super Pershing, and the M46 pattern level, you're fighting nothing but tier 10s. Guaranteed. There's going to be a Panzer there's going to be an E100, a Maus, a Waffenträger E100. There's going to be Rheinmetall Borsaks. There's going to be heavy tank destroyers that once they've spotted you will just end you. Now, again, there's different playstyles. Those playstyles will not appeal to tanks such like the Chi-No-Kai, the Panzerkampfwagen 3-4, because they don't have the view range, as you can see. This is how Wargaming have balanced out medium tanks within the medium category. You've got your fast and somewhat scouty tanks, i.e. You're on the right side of the map and you notice a big push is coming on the left-hand side. You're on the left-hand side of the map, sorry, and you notice a big push is coming on the right. You've got the speed to get down there, to get into a forward position, to slow them down, to hit and move, hit and run, hit and run. Think Klingon birds of prey in Star Trek. They're not meant for frontline assault ships. They're not. They're meant for hit and run, which is why they cloak, decloak, attack. Get some distance, cloak, and then and rinse and repeat. That's what you do in the M7. That's what you do in the Panzerkampfwagen 3-4. That's what you do in the Chi-No-Kai. That's what you do in the Chi-To. You do not do that in the Cromwell. I mean, you could. This is why I like the Cromwell. The Cromwell is starting to grow on me as a really good tank. However, that tactic works extremely well with an Easy-8 Sherman because she's got the speed. Now, my crew, my Easy-8 Sherman, are sitting in my Super Pershing right now. So, my crew is set up for survivability, hence brother-in-arms, repairs, and clutch braking, snapshot, things of that nature. But when I put them in my Easy-8, my crew, the fact that if I get tracked, I've got a 5 seconds, tracks are back up, I'm gone. Because of brother-in-arms and repair. My turret's damaged. 7 seconds, turret's repaired. Guns damaged. 9 seconds, guns back in action. You just got to take care of your crew. That tactic, the hit and run tactic, or boom and zoom in War Thunder, if you will, works extremely well in World of Tanks with medium tanks with speed. Now, how do they get that speed? Usually with a high horsepower engine. If they don't have a high horsepower engine to start with, they often have no armor. That is the World of Tanks giving you the best hint ever. Okay? The best hint, which is don't stick around, you won't live long. If you do, you're not a slugger, you are a hit and run expert. Okay? You hit, you move. You hit, you move. If you're looking at a tank, for example, I keep using the KV-1, so I'm going to keep using it. You're looking at the KV-1, it's shooting at one of your allies, it's not shooting at you, and your sixth sense hasn't gone off, keep firing on that KV-1, keep tracking it, keep hitting it in the engine, keep hitting it in the radio, the driver, keep helping that teammate who's trying to slug it out with that KV-1. You're not kill stealing. No. They may call you a kill stealer, but tell them simply this: without my help, you would have died. I saved your life, you ungrateful little shit. Plain and simple. I don't call it kill stealing, I call it squad protection. Okay, I call it team protection. That's what the Panzerkampfwagen 3.4 is very good at. It's what the Cheeto is good at. It's what the Chinukai is somewhat good at. It's definitely what the M7 was designed for. The EZ8, I would say, is definitely designed for somewhat of that tactic. You could use that tactic, but then again, you could also use it as a long support. Because the A2 gun, as you can clearly see, the M1A2 gun, is not a bad little gun. High fire rate, average penetration, well, actually it's really good penetration, but average damage. That's what... I've gotten so many sniper badges in my EZ8. I mean, let's go to my service record, and you can see for yourself. We'll go to vehicles. Yeah, look at all those 100%ers and the whatnot. Like I said, it's not like I know everything. I just know certain tanks. We'll go to Nation American EZ8 awards. Let's see. 5 Top Guns, 61 snipers, 18 Confederates, 2 invaders, 3 Reapers, 25 Master Gunners, 51 Sharpshooters, 1 Oskins medal, 1 Bolliet's medal. I know what I'm doing with the EZ8 Sherman, and I'm using that as the baseline for you guys. If you actually look at your baselines, let's go back to the garage, you'll notice that my hit and run tactics do work with my EZ8 Sherman. They don't necessarily work with the M4 Sherman because the M4 Sherman doesn't have the speed. What I mean by that is it doesn't have the acceleration to do it. Unless you've got things like, you know, as you can see, my crew are on their 2nd tier of skill on my M4, and they're up to their 3rd tier of skill on my EZ8. Medium tanks is one of the things I do love about World of Tanks. And a lot of people keep saying that heavy tanks is the mainstay of a battle line. On some area, and in some areas I would agree. In some areas I would heavily disagree. I have done medium tank company battles where there's not a single heavy on our team, and we have slaughtered an entire team of heavy KV-1Ss, and we didn't take a single loss. Not a scout didn't die, none of our mediums died. We wolf pack swarmed as soon as one heavy turned up, focused fire, it was gone. Next one came up, focused fire, it was gone. Next one came up, focused fire, it was gone. Every time. You've got to understand that a medium tank is a wolf pack tank. It can't do it alone, like certain tanks, like certain heavies can. I don't care what tier of medium you're in, it cannot do it on its own. For example, the Type 59. Type 59 is a brilliant tank, and it's amazing. I do like the Type 59. I don't own one. I wish I did, but I don't. However, it can't do it alone. It just cannot do it alone. Medium tanks do not do it alone. Medium tanks are support tanks. They support heavies, they support lights, they support artillery. Once you've lost all your scouts, 9 times out of 10 it'll be a medium that steps up to the plate and becomes your scout. Okay? For example, my Pershing, whenever we lose a scout, I've got the 400 view range. My Mark 46 with a 410 view range. It's even better than the Pershing's view range. I step up to the plate and become a scout tank. And I spot, and artillery loves me for it, and I get a lot of supporting EXP and credits doing that. Just because you have a really nice punchy gun, for example, I'm missing the top tier gun. I will be getting it. But just because I'm missing the top punchy gun doesn't necessarily mean I'm useless. Okay, a lot of players, they'll look at their enemy list, they'll look at their team list and realize, I'm stuck, there's nothing I can do. I got my mastery badge, okay, my mastery badge, the very first game I played in my M7 when she was stock, bone stock. Granted, I had, I believe, was it this engine? Yes, I had a few things unlocked from the various lines, but I didn't have the credits to put them into the game. I didn't have enough to put them onto my tank. So I had my stock tracks, my stock my stock engine, you know, my stock radio, my stock turret, and I had the 37mm gun. And I got my mastery badge simply because I helped my team with my hit and run tactics. I asked the lights, I said, light tanks, when are you going to attack their artillery? Oh, I'm going on the in 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minute mark. Counted. You're at 3 minutes 30. Are you going in the next 30 seconds, light tanks? Yes, we are. I will go with you. And I went, and I was the distraction. They saw a great big huge medium tank coming in really fast. They focused fire on me. You know, I took a few shots, granted, but our light tanks managed to get in behind enemy lines, take out their artillery, and we ended up managing to sweep and advance into the rears of other medium tanks, other tank destroyers, and they just collapsed. Because that was the tactic that the M7 was designed for, which was getting in fast behind enemy lines and causing as much chaos as it could. That's why I liked the M7, and I got my mastery badge the very first game I ever was in my M7. And, well, there's not a lot of players on here today. And so, I am going to get a quick game in and see where we go from there. Oh, wow. We're on Severgosk. I'm the lowest tank here. It's a tier 7 game. Bear in mind, it is a tier 7 game here, guys. I don't have XVM telling me my percentages, but their Tiger 1 looks pretty weak. Their E25 looks pretty weak. Again, sometimes people just have a really good game. Okay, they have 2 light tanks with speed, with the exception of the E25, of course. An M4 probably running a derp at 44% and a Grilly, so.
Time to roll out.
Let's get into a nice, comfy, open area position where I can get some speed going. Right now, I'm doing the maximum top speed that most heavy tanks do, and I'm still going. Look, 50, 60, 60 kilometers an hour. I'm going as fast as faster than a T50, and I'm a medium tank. Okay, our tank destroyers are going to need somewhat with a set of eyes. Now, I don't have 6th Sense on this tank yet. I do plan on getting it. Okay, there's a Cheeto. There's an IS. Bit of lag there, and we just lost our Lush. A T43 is going to support me going up. That's nice. T25-2 just took a hit from a Chinukai. Chinukai took one in the face. So there is support coming this way for it. Yeah. Let's be smart here. Let's not poke out too much. Nope. Again. Oh, sorry. There's their Tiger 1. We've lost our ISU 152. Let's see if we can't cause a little bit of mischief.
Penetration. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is hit.
Tiger didn't think I could punch him. Again, guys, tier 4 gun can hit tier, can punch over it way over his tier weight. Remember that. You can punch over your weight, so do so. You just got to wait for those oh so yummy shots like that. Now, of course, this house is blocking us. T29 is being assaulted by an M6. Oh, just bounced a shot there from a Tiger 1.
Enemy is hit.
Got him.
Enemy vehicle destroyed. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor
That's
is
2.
destroyed.
Again, guys. Just got to know what you're doing. Now, I'm going to wait a few seconds here, Okay, we just lost our M6. But we've got a KV-2 and a T-29 coming down with us. There's that Cheeto. And they've lost their Chinook. They've lost a lot on this side. They might be wide open, so I'm going to go check. I'm going to flank. Okay. Got... Oh, no, I do. Yeah, but he's got shots on me too. So I'm hitting the ammo storage, so let's what? I need my fire rate, so I'm going to fix my ammo rack. Lucky I didn't blow, actually. E25's up on that hill. Putting very effective... I wish I could help that T29, but I can't. T40 located their Crusader. I'm going to roll up. They've lost a Churchill here, so I'm going to use him for cover. M4, camping. I'm not going to try and give away my position just yet. Let's come around. Don't have shots on that Crusader. Okay, again, I'm going to come around wide. E25 has the higher ground and he does have 3 kills, so he does know what he's doing. Again, I'm using my speed, trying to keep to the low grounds. Let's stay here for a second. There's an M4 right there. Okay, that's that. Oh, there you go. Jagdpanzer 4 has been lit up. Got to be careful with the Grilly, because the Grilly can one-shot me definitely, easily, even at full health. M4's been lit. Got no shots on him. E25's up there.
Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit. We've lost a track.
And that was M4 with a derp, as I said. Yep, and Grilly got me. But like I said, guys, you got to stay mobile. It was my fault for losing my track. I honestly should have saved my repair kit for my track. But looks like we've won this one. And our Tiger 1's got 6 kills. Nicely done. 3 for myself, 2 for our artillery, and 1 for our T43. So yeah, there he is. Now he's going to shit his pants. No open body of water for him to jump into. See the slow fire rate of the T43. There we go. GG. Good game, good game, good game. And as you can see, guys, that was just me waiting. I looked at the enemy player list. I saw that they'd lost a lot of tanks, and the majority of them were on that side. I'm thinking, there you go, I've just got a Levchenko's medal. Here you go. Destroy 2 enemy tanks or tank destroyers with a medium tank in 1 battle. Well, there you go, guys. Levchenko's medal. What can I say? Renier Leshchenko was a Finnish tanker ace who destroyed 7 tanks and tank destroyers. Nice. Like I said, I just got myself a Leshchenko's medal. So guys, that's how you play a medium tank with speed and no armor. Okay? Find a gun that, you know, matches your movement rate. There's no point in having a really long reloading gun on a tank that's so fast, because you'll only get 1 shot, if that. And I wish that the M7 got a vertical stabilizer. I really do. But she doesn't. And which is a shame, because if she did, I'd be incredibly lucky. But she doesn't, and as you can see, let's take a look. I got 782 assist damage just by doing what I do. Okay, just by doing what I do. Right there. Where am I? Okay, I did 743 damage overall, not including my assist. Okay, 3 kills. What can I say, guys? The numbers speak for themselves. 15 shots fired, 13 direct hits, 12 penetrations. I killed a Tiger 1. I could pen it from the side. Everyone fears a Tiger 1. Don't fear any tank. The moment you give something fear, it has power over you. Okay, guys? Never give anything power over you. Okay? Fear is a state of mind. Overcome it, and you'll win. Now, that is a medium tank with speed. Now, a medium tank without speed, shall we? Let's take a look at that. Well, that's a given. Most medium tanks that's not known for their speed, ironically, which it should be, is the M4 Sherman. It's known for its speed. But, let's see it. Cheeto. Unless you got even with the upgraded engine, she's still a wee bit slower. Let's see, 45 kilometers an hour compared to 48 on the Sherman. Chinook Kai, 38.8. Like I said, they're not faster than the Americans, but they are fast. They're faster than, I believe, than the French mediums. They're faster than the Russian mediums, I believe, and they're faster, or some Russian mediums, I should say. And you've got, here we go, 55, and you'll probably see that going downhill, being pushed by a Tog. But the Type 58 is not designed for that tactic that I just did. You could try it, you might do well, but you've got a higher chance of it failing simply because no gun traverse. Chinese medium tanks, hell, just Chinese tanks in general, aren't known for their gun traverse for some reason, which is hoo hockey, because all they are is direct knockoffs of Soviet tanks. But hey, the T-43 that you saw, ta-da, Type 58, same tank. But no, not according to Wargaming, even though they are the exact same tank. And the Cromwell again has speed, has a nice punchy gun, and I mean a really nice punchy gun. It can do very similar to what I did in the M7, extremely similar to it. I'm not going to do a quick replay on this because I'm going to end this episode. I'm going to wrap this episode of Know Your Role up in a few minutes. With a medium tank, here's the following tips I can give you. 1, don't camp. Even if your gun has a bajillion pen, okay? Do not camp. Nothing is a certainty in World of Tanks. Not a loss or a victory. Nothing is certain, okay? Look at the mini-map. Look at where the enemy push is coming from. Listen to your gut. If your gut is telling me they're coming from the left, get into a somewhat forward position on the left, and if you see 3 or 4 tanks, that's their push. 4 lemmings have gone, let's all group together. That's their push, okay? The rest are going to be on defense, which means your team is going to push their direction, and that's what it's going to become. It's going to become your defense versus their push, their defense versus your push. Who's going to win? Okay? I knew being up on that hill in this tank was death. Plain and simple, it was death. As you saw, the Tiger hit me once and shaved off 30+% of my health from one shot. Okay? One shot. This tank, light tanks, and when I mean light medium tanks, are not meant to stand their ground. They're not meant to slug it out. Even when it comes to other light tanks like a Panzer 1C, a Panzer 1C can actually kill you in an M7 if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Any tank can kill any tank if you don't know what you're doing. I've seen a T1 Cunningham kill an IS-3. Yes, an IS-3. Simply because the IS-3 did not know what he was doing. Okay, guys? Most importantly, the only tips I can give you is pay attention to the minimap, but don't stare at it. Don't get tunnel visioned on a target like I did in that game, because it cost me. Getting tracked by the Sherman cost me. I should have gotten closer to the Sherman, which means the Grilly may not have taken the chance of shooting at me in case he would have hit the M4. Okay? I learned from my own mistakes. Never give a medium, a tank destroyer, or a heavy any kind of distance. Never. Okay? Because they may have a better gun than you. 9 times out of 10 they do. Okay? Which means they've got better accuracy, better pen, better alpha. They will beat you. Close the gap. You know the whole thing, mind the gap. No, close in the gap. Okay? Now, if you're this kind of medium tank, low armor, high speed, fast punchy gun, close the damn gap and circle of death them. Okay? That's what I should have done on that M4 Sherman, and I didn't, and it cost me. I got Lashenko's medal, but it cost me. So, like I said, learn from my mistakes, guys, and know the tank. Get a feel for your tank. The first couple of games you're going to play, you're not going to be like me and get a mastery badge in your M7. You're not going to be like me and get 6-7 kills. No. If you're expecting that out of a tank just simply because, you know, your friend has a tank and can do it, you're not your friend. You weren't in that game. You weren't on his team. You weren't on the enemy team. You didn't see their tactics, what was going on, etc., etc. Take everything that you ever learn with World of Tanks as a pinch of salt, okay? There is someone very dear to me, okay? And when I say that, I mean, I didn't know him personally, but he had this wonderful saying, which is, life itself is your teacher, and you are in a state of constant learning, okay? And that was from Bruce Lee. That is one of his most common. He used to say that all the time to his students, to judges, to even his opponents. He was a very philosophical fighter, and I take what he just said, what I just said, life is your teacher, and you are in a state of constant learning, to heart, guys. Okay, right there in that game, as you saw, I should have closed in the gap on that M4, and I didn't. I shouldn't have stuck around to let that Tiger 1 put one in me. Do you see what I'm saying? Learn from your mistakes. Don't just keep playing, oh, I've got to get to the Tiger 1, I've got to get to the Tiger 2, I've got to get to the, you know, to the... After you've had a game like that, stop. Stop, make a sandwich, have a cup of tea, coffee, you know, soda, pop, whatever. Come back, watch the replay. Ask yourself, why did I do that? Why did I go there? Why didn't I go here? Why didn't I do this? Always question yourself, guys, okay? Now I'm going to wrap this video up with a stay safe, have fun, keep your shells flying, keep your enemies dying, and remember, life itself is your teacher, and you are in a state of constant learning. Okay? Cobra Commander is out.